That's all they want to talk about. So, since that's on everyone's mind, I figured, why don't we take a trip down memory lane? We're going to take a trip down memory lane real quick, but something that resurfaced recently was Eminem's implication of implying that Diddy did have Tupac killed.
Alright, so this just happened. Look, so Eminem shocked the hip hop community on Friday, September 14th, when he dropped the Kill Shot diss track aimed at Machine Gun Kelly. One line in particular has the internet working overtime. This idiot's boss pops pills and tells him that he's got skills, but Kells, the day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed, he spits, essentially implicating Diddy in Tupac's murder. One Twitter user wrote, "This is the Eminem I love the most." As most hip-hop aficionados know, Tupac's 1996 murder remains unsolved to this day. In fact, Thursday, September 13th, marked 22 years since the hip-hop luminary was fatally shot in Las Vegas. While M's accusations are bold, he insists he's joking at the end of the song. "And I'm just playing, Diddy, you know I love you," he says, similar to the cheeky endings of past glories such as Kill You and White America.
I'm just playing, ladies. You know I love you.
So, this idiot's boss pops pills and tells him he got skills. But Kells, the day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits he put the hit out that got Pac killed. Interesting. So again, he talks about, his boss popping pills. Talks about Diddy doing the drugs. Then he seemingly jokes about Diddy admitting that he put out the hit on Pac. Now, what's interesting about that is the fact that the only other person that would, be able to even give Eminem that type of information would be Dr. Dre.
Diddy on the phone with MGK after he heard Eminem's Kill Shot. Eminem at the end of Kill Shot. "Oh, you know I'm just playing, Diddy. You know I love you." When Eminem dropped that Diddy and Tupac line, Kill Shot. When I heard the Diddy line on Eminem's Kill Shot. Diddy after listening to that Tupac line on Eminem's Kill Shot. Diddy when he heard that Tupac line from Eminem. Diddy looking at Eminem after that Tupac line. Eminem, the day you get a hit is the day Diddy admits he killed Tupac. Diddy, Kill Shot. Eminem just blasted P. Diddy for putting a hit on Tupac. So what do you guys think? Was Eminem simply joking around, or was there any truth to it?
Well, the response to it definitely gave a little bit of truth to it, I would think. As this came in from US Weekly not too long ago. As you can see, Diddy's response to the rapper's 2018 diss track and what it says. Now, of course, I don't want to keep playing the music just so we didn't have to cut that out later. But as you can see, what it talks about. So, a lot of people are saying that Diddy is going to definitely come up in this Keefe D trial. But what's interesting enough is that Jay Z might be coming up in the trial as well. So as you can see here, we're going to just play it back a little bit. Following the release of the track, Diddy responded in a now deleted episode of Joe Budden's YouTube series. Isn't that something? So there's a deleted episode of Joe Budden's podcast that Diddy actually responded on, but was removed. As always, Diddy always removes something when he says something. During his guest appearance, he shared a very cryptic reaction, telling listeners that the situation with Eminem was handled privately. The only way it would be handled privately, of course, with Dr. Dre. Adding, he said, "There's nothing to say about it. It's in my hands. He wild." Cryptic isn't as much as creepy right there, if you ask me. But what was also interesting about that was I had to start thinking to myself, it's not a coincidence that the two people that have said to be, on the run right now have one particular thing in common. That is that they both had a beef with Tupac. Jay Z and Diddy both had beefs with Tupac at the same exact time. Not a lot of people knew that. So let's listen to Jay real quick. Oh, forgot I had to unmute there.
Girlfriend is
Right.
from the original Tupac song.
All I need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend.
Those guys went through a lot of drama and success. You parallel your journey with theirs.
You know, like Big and Pop, they all open doors. They laid the blueprint for me, and they're not here anymore. So I always want to make sure that, through me, you know what I'm saying, through all of us, so that they live on.
When I say R.I., y'all say P. R.I.
Every show that I did, ever since they passed, was a moment in the show. Have everybody in the show put up lighters.
Put the peace sign up for these. If you got your lighter, light your lighter for Tupac Shakur one time, yo.
And this is a guy who couldn't say me enough, you know what I'm saying, on his record.
Bad boy killer, Jay-Z got to.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he
Like,
dissed you a few times.
yeah,
right?
yeah. But, the guy's not here. And you got to figure, we never met.
So you and Tupac never met. That was just...
So it's nothing personal. Him and Big went through their thing, and I was Big Man. That was the extent of our beef. I spoke to his mom. Her and Miss Wallace gave me an award one time on MTV.
That's right. Yeah.
And she's like, when I hugged you on stage, I felt anything that, you and my son had or whatever was over. And I was like, it was over for me. It was over for me before that. Whatever we had died with him.
Whatever he had died with him. Well, Big Gene would tell it a little bit differently.
The story is that Jay was going to try to perform in Vegas, but Pac was in Vegas, and him and his dudes now, and they wasn't going to let Jay-Z come out the hotel. They found out where Jay was at, and Jay wasn't going to come out the hotel. He was going to miss that performance or whatever like that. But then Dame Dash called some people, and they got back to Chaz, and they made some phone calls. And Suge Knight had said, yo, that ain't me, bro. That's Pac with his wild self, man. I'm going to call him off, Jay. So he called the dogs off. Suge called Pac, and they let Jay go do his concert and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? There was something that Big D and Chaz, they took, and I think probably Eric B., they talked to Suge about it. And Suge talked to Pac, and he allowed Jay to do his concert.
So Tupac, he found out Jay-Z was performing in Vegas, and he tried to stop that from happening. But after Suge Knight spoke with Tupac, he ended up performing.
Yeah.
So that story really is true. Tupac, he really had an issue with Jay-Z. He really didn't like him then.
Not at all.
Do you think it's because he was cool with Biggie, his affiliation with Biggie?
I don't know why he wasn't doing it, bro, but I know he wasn't letting him do that concert, and Jay was scared of the motherfucker. Jay wasn't coming out that hotel until he got clearance.
You and the Mad Rapper, the guy that was doing all them skits for the Bad Boy albums, what's the issue between both of you?
So isn't that interesting there, right? So Gene says that Pac had him scared to come out the hotel in Vegas. Wouldn't it be interesting that Pac actually died in Vegas as well? In the same place that he had Jay-Z scared in? Could it be, allegedly, that the real $1 million came from Jay? Could that be Jay having the actual problem with him, on top of Diddy having the East Coast West Coast beef? Could this have been a that's the win-win for these two? Jay removes Pac. Diddy also removes Pac. Removes Big because he's leaving. Bad Boy. But Jay's win-win of Biggie passing is New York City rap is now his. Interesting. But the world may never know. But that is a very good observation there. Could it have been Jay is the one that originally had the hit planned, and then Diddy coerced? Remember, Jaguar Wright has went on record in saying that when the Keefe D trial happens, Diddy will not be the only one called to trial. Jay will definitely be called to trial for this Keefe D trial as well. And I'm starting to wonder if what Gene just said is possibly why.